What was that chick's name back in YouTube days who started her makeup line and gave me and Nick Snyder a sample to review on our channels, and we both ended up getting pink eye? What was her name? Glitter something. She was in Arizona. What was her name? Kitty Glitter something. Someone will remember it. She'd come live and say, "Hi kittens." No, I cannot remember her name. No, damn it. If someone says her name, I'd remember it. She hanged out with Nina Unrated. Was it Glitter Sparkles? The Glamorous Life. Where the fuck was I getting glitter from? It was The Glamorous Life. That was her. She passed away? From what? It was The Glamorous Life. That was her name. I don't know. Her and Nina came out with some like fucking makeup palette, right? And sent it out to a bunch of YouTubers back in the day. She had blonde hair, yes, a little heavier set. And I was like, cool, when I got it. Like the next day I had pink eye. My eyes swelled up like crazy. Then Nick Snyder got his PR from her. The same thing happened to him. Yeah, she had blonde hair, she was heavier set, she lived in Arizona, she was going through like a divorce. Damn, I hate to hear that. That was her name though. The Glamorous Life. I can't remember her real name. I remember that pink eye though. It burned like the son of a bitch. You guys remember that? I was like blind for a week. Well, back then I was like, I don't know, like 26, and she was probably like in her 40s. I was blind for a week after that fucking makeup. I'm not kidding you, my eyes swelled up. It was terrible. And then, like I said, Nick Snyder got his and tried it, and the same thing happened to him. I was blind. I will never forget. That was like the worst case of pink eye. Well, I've only had it like once or twice. I had to go to med check and get drops in my eyes and everything over that. Oh, that hurt. It makes me want to itch my eyes right now. Nice enough lady, but I don't know what she put in that makeup. Her name was Kat. That was it. And she'd always say, "Welcome back, kittens." She did like product reviews and stuff. One Kat Von D and one Kit Kat. No, her name was Kat, and her channel name was Glamorous Life. When she was married or whatever, she did high-end reviews on like jewelry and clothes and makeup and stuff like that. And this was like 10, 12 years ago, okay? It was more than 10 years ago. Because if you remember, it was when I had first moved in with Doug and we lived in that one house. We lived in the big house. That's when she sent it to me. I'll never forget it because I had my little makeup stand and all that, and I was doing reviews. Before we moved to Lyndhurst. This was before we even moved to Lyndhurst. It's a different person because I remember her passing away. I do remember hearing something about that. Guys, this was years ago. Like 12 years ago. Vegas Vixen. She hung out with Nina Unrated. Vegas Barbie. It was like 12 years ago. I remember because we were living in the house off of Thrush Drive when I did the review. Yeah, she hung out with Boyd. Yes. If you remember the video that I did, I was in the back room. I was in Detroit's room, and I was like, Detroit, I'm gonna try this makeup. Here's a review. Da 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 da. Did the whole fucking video and all that, and it looked great. I'm gonna be honest with you. It like went on real well and everything. But the next day when I woke up, my eyes looked like they did this morning, and they did not go away. And I kept itching my eyes real bad, and like gunk was coming out of them. Doug was like, you need to go to the doctor. And I ended up going to med check, and they confirmed it was pink eye. Well, what's fucked up is Nick Snyder, and this was before he was even with Dustin or fucked with Dustin or any of that, because me and Nick used to run around real heavily back then. Remember when Nick was broke and couldn't pay for the cats or whatever? Remember that? He was going through his divorce before he became bougie again. He ended up getting his thing from her, and it was like 2 days later, and you know, I could, at this point, I didn't think it was from the makeup. I was just like, how in the fuck did this happen? Well, Nick Snyder ended up getting his, and he tried it on and all that. Nick don't wear makeup, but he did it just to give the review. The next day, his fucking eyes were bulging out of his head too, and gunking and all that. So everyone was like, you set up Nick and Katie and da 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 da, and that fucking Nina was like, no he didn't, and like taking her side, and that's when me and Nina and Rated got into it. That was so many years ago. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember all the details of it. But I remember that Nina coming after me. Because I was the one to say it. It has to be this makeup. What a coincidence. Nick's in California. I'm in Indiana. We both get the same makeup. And the next day, our eyes are bulging out of our head and itching like a motherfucker. True story. Nina always got on my nerve. I never liked her, to be honest with you. And I especially didn't like her when she came after me. Nina was married to like an NFL player, an NBA player. I can't remember. She was another bougie one that would do bougie reviews and all that. And just talk shit, man. Who was she married to? I'll check my mail, Dawn, for sure. It was like an NFL player. Yeah, NFL or NBA player, I can't remember. That was back in the crazy days, guys. When I was rubbing elbows with the elite. Well, if you want to call them elites. That was back in the day when Rich Lux had first came on the scene, and he was trying to make a big channel out of himself. Remember that? And fucking Dustin Daly was another one, and it was like me and Peter Mon, Nick Snyder, all that had like a little bit of a following at this point. Now all of them have blown up and shit. But that was back when Rich was first coming on the scene. Remember? And he used to do regular videos, then he started putting makeup on and started growing and all that. And we were in the beauty community. And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to make my own community. I'm going to do the drama community. I'm getting tired of it because that was back when like Jeffree Star was actually decent and would be, well, I wouldn't say decent, but he was like nice enough. You know, he was mixed up in all the drama too. All of us were. And then they kind of stayed in that drama, like the high-end drama. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to capitalize on white trash, and here I go. I was like, we're going to do drama live. And I'm going to be like the Jerry Springer here. I'm going to take like the low budgets and I'm going to let them fight it out. We totally went in separate ways. No, that was way, way before the Lianas and Stinky Butts and all that. This was way before then. This is when everything started. I did makeup collabs, and I would do makeup reviews and shit like that. And I get all these palettes, and so I still have a lot of them. Nah, this is pre those days too. That came later. I started out, well, first I started out, do you remember My Big Fat Fabulous Life? Do you know that show? With Whitney and all them? Well, Buddy cussed me out, and so I made a video, and it kind of went somewhat viral, and that's where I got put on the map. And then the Slayton situation, me and Amy Slayton got into it because of that whole saga there. Then I started out doing like, yeah, Fat Fuck Survival, and then I did like makeup reviews. I would review palettes and stuff. And like try to do my makeup different ways. Oh, man, I had them all. Remember when Jaclyn Hill came out with her palette and she sent me one, and then I was like, fuck yeah, and I did the review. I still have that fucking palette because that meant a lot to me. That was back in the crazy days. I should just jump right back into that. Then I got into the drama. Then it came a bunch of low budget shit. Then here we are today. Got my channel taken away and everything. That's what I should do, is start a whole new channel on TubeU and start doing makeup reviews again. Now I'm a lot older, so I can do like older women makeup reviews. Does this work? Does it hold it up? That kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because you gotta think, that's when I blew up, when I was doing that kind of shit. And like try to do different looks. I'm not great at makeup. I've always said that. I always was like, welcome back my people. Remember that? Those days. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm sure gonna try. And then I'd sit there and do my makeup, and then I'd get other creators on YouTube to join in with me, and we do like these. I could get 20 or 30 people, and this is what palette we're gonna use, and this is what look we're gonna do. And people would join in and make their own videos and shit. It was fun. That was back when it was fun. Yeah, I follow Nina Poole. Now that I'm older, I can market myself on, because none of them want to admit their age. They're all on Botox and shit. Bitch, I don't have no money for Botox or nothing like that. This is how it's gonna look. If it's good, it's good. If it's junk, it's junk. This was like 12, 13, 14 years ago. I know. I would wake up every day and have a package in the mail. Some kind of makeup, something going on. That was cool. That's how I made my makeup collection, because bitch, I didn't have the money for it. And then I started making money. Then I could afford anything I wanted, and I didn't even have to work, and I'd go live all day, and I became a fucking drunk. And it ruined me. It wasn't TikTok. This is back YouTube. And this was back in the YouTube days. Back when the peach palette. I have all those palettes still. I have all those palettes. I never got rid of them. I still have that Jaclyn Hill palette that she sent me. And I felt like, oh, I had made it. I made it now. It was too bright. Am I married? No. Those were too bright of colors for me too. And then the Jeffree Star palette. Remember when he came out with the highlighter, the ice highlighter, and my video went viral on that? That was another one that built my channel. And then of course the turtle videos. But that, it had, okay, so my turtle videos all had over 50 million views. But that ice palette, it had like 3 million views on it because I was one of the first people to review Jeffree Star's ice palette or highlighter. I still have that palette too. Like I said, when Jaclyn Hill sent me her, when she collabed with Morphe, and they sent me that and all the fucking makeup shit, all the brush. I still have all of that. Do you? No. I stay away from people because people let me down and I don't like to get close to anyone. And I feel like if I start texting someone, I might get close to them and get let down. So, it's not that I'm an asshole or anything. I'm just protecting myself. I'll read them, but I don't respond. Do you guys think I should start a new tube, like fuck the one that I have, just start a new one and start reviewing makeup again and doing makeup looks? Like start from the beginning. Hey Christina. You do? Maybe I should. That's when I was... Maybe I should. I was doing great. I even got the Kat Von D. Kat Von D sent me a fucking palette too, and I still have it, but that makeup is a little bit too wild for me. It was like that bright fucking blues and shit like that, but I still did. I tried to pull it off. Well, here's how it all started. I didn't know how to do my makeup before then. You gotta remember, I was raised by a fucking dad. He didn't teach me all that. So when I came to YouTube and I started watching all these people doing makeup, you know, looks and stuff, I just started doing it and it caught on. And because I was real, here I am with my Dollar Tree makeup, and then I'm getting sent by like these huge fucking people their palettes and stuff, and I started reviewing them and trying to do makeup looks, and then I would get my subscribers or anyone who wanted to join, and we do a makeup collab. And we're gonna use these colors, you do whatever look you want, and let's make this palette work. And everyone, like, it'd be like 20-30 girls, and I'd tag them all and they'd get views and we'd all get views, and they would do this look, I'd do this look. We all did a different look with the same palette, and it blew up. That was back when I had really good makeup. Now I don't. I'm back to dollar store and fucking CVS makeup and Walmart makeup. Now, the way I think I could sell it, now I'm a lot older. That was back in my 20s. Now I'm almost 40. So I say, get these palettes, try to do, you know, I gotta sell my age somehow because I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'll I'll figure it out. But I think we're on to something here. Just go back to the start. Restart over. How about fucking Katie? FBCKING Katie. Lady, I'll put it to you this way, and people in here can vouch for this. I didn't have to work. Well, not to mention, I lived with someone who made decent money, and we had a decent house and all that things, but I didn't have to work because I made enough money on YouTube that I didn't have to work, like, for years. I was making incredible amount, more money than I've ever made in my life. Yeah, I would just go live every day and either cook or whatever, or do makeup and shit, and then I got with Steven and everything. I don't, as much as that was fun, it went downhill from there. Let's be real. I know I should have saved money then. I was too busy going on vacations and spending money on everybody else and picking up the tab and doing dumbass shit. Think on it, because I'll be honest with you, I would love to kind of make that money again, but this time I'm gonna be smart about it. I'm gonna continue to work and make that money, and I'm gonna save every fucking here. If I worked, I would save my TubeView money and just put it away and hoard it and live broke. I learned my lesson last time. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to go on, like, a vacation if I finally make enough money. But other than that, no. Just, I should put humble Katie. I don't know, I'll come up with a good one. I always do. Let me think on it.